In this video, we'll be covering example 5 in the grade 12 Maths Handbook and Study Guide on page 213. The question reads, determine the equation of the circle with center 1 and minus 1 and passing through the point 2 and minus 5. So 2 and minus 5 are x and y values on the circumference of the circle. First step is we're going to write the equation in standard form. So we're going to write it as x minus 1 all squared, remember, opposite sign for our circle center, and y plus 1 squared equals 2 r squared. So we've got the equation, we just need to solve for r. So there's two ways we could do this. The first way is we know our circle center is at 2 and minus 5, and we know a point on the circle, my mistake, our circle center is at 1 and minus 1, and it passes through the point 2 and minus 5. So one way is we could use the 2 points and use distance formula to solve for the radius. However, a much easier way is we just sub in the points, x and y, into the equation of the circle to solve for r squared. So we're going to write it as 2 minus 1 all squared plus minus 5 plus 1 all squared equals r squared. Now, a lot of people are afraid to use their calculator because they're worried it wastes time. I'm a very big fan of the calculator, and I would rather put this in my calculator than make a silly mistake doing the maths in my head. So that's what I'm going to do. We're going to have r squared is equal to open bracket 2 minus 1 all squared plus open bracket minus 5 plus 1 all squared, and it gives us r squared equals 17. And then on our calculator, we just press the square root button for answer, and that gives us r equals 2. The square root of 17, and it's a radius. So we would normally write units, but we haven't answered the question. It asks for the equation. So now we're going to write it as x minus 1 all squared plus y plus 1 all squared is equal to 17. Remember, in the equation of the circle, it is r squared, not the actual length of the radius. So this step over here was unnecessary. I just added it in to remind you that it is the square root of 17 as the length. In our next video, we'll be looking at example 6 on page 214 of the Maths Handbook and Study Guide.